Boker Tov, everyone. Good morning. Shavua Tov. Chazak Baruch for making it out. Encourage the other guys. Thank you so much. Looking forward for 10 o'clock. Mizrat Hashem at PT. Thank you. Okay, so we're talking about the laws of testimony and money matters. So when it comes to testimony, to edut, you're not allowed to testify on something that you saw or heard secondhand. It has to be direct, something that you saw, something that you heard. Even if you heard it from a reliable person, you know what happened, this happened, etc., that's not valid for testimony. Even if you come together with another witness who saw the actual thing, and then you heard it from somewhere else, that together still doesn't work. But let's say you saw something, and then you forgot about it. You saw something happen, you actually saw it, you witnessed it, you forgot about it, someone reminded you, and now, I remember what happened. That's okay. If you actually remembered what happened afterwards, even though you forgot at a certain point, that's okay. And as long as a person remembers testimony never expires. For instance, if in 20 years something comes up, and you say, I remember that guy, it was him, he was there at the time, he was, they say this guy, he claims he gave a get in Yerushalayim with this and this date. And you said, what do you mean? He used to come to Magen David all the time. He was here. I know for sure. My wedding day was that day. He was there, whatever it was. And so if you know for sure testimony, it never expires, even 50 years, even 100 years later. Let's say, last point, let's say you saw testimony, and it was a situation that you didn't want to forget, so you wrote it down. And then years later, the story came up, and you forgot about it. You happen to go through your notes and you see what you wrote down. I witnessed on this and this day, this and this happened. And that reminds you of your of what happened. And that's okay. But if, let's say, even when you wrote it, I don't remember this. Yeah, I wrote it. It's my handwriting. I know it's my notebook. I wrote it, but I do not remember what happened. That does not work for testimony. Because then it's called testimony from the ketav, from writing. It has to be testimony from your actual remembering. So even if people remind you, something that words remind you, someone reminds you, and you actually remember what you saw, that's okay. But if it's something else, even my own handwriting, my signature, never forget this, underline. Years later, I actually totally forgot about this. The only recollection is I guess it must have happened because that's what's written. That's not good testimony.
Is the document worth something?
Is the document worth something? That's a good question. It would have to be probably for, like, let's say a shtar, like this person owes this person, and there's a hand signature, then yes, that has value. But if, let's say, it's testimony about something I witnessed, this happened, then that would not work in that case. But excellent question. Minchat tonight and all week at 5 p.m. And unfortunately, we have the mitzvah of one of our members, Mr. Atiyas. Mr. Mayor Atiyas, his funeral is today at 1:30 at Steele's Chapel. Time to the